have anyone who'd like to speak in concern of a patron? Is your name on the list? Okay, we have Stacy Dice.
I am representing the PTO this evening. Very quickly, we have Fall Fest presentations to present. First, I wanted to say that Fall Festival this year, we raised over $13,000.
Wow.
That was up from last year. Last year, we were about 11,000. So we did much better this year and continue to grow. I'm going to give a couple of checks, 3 checks, to Mr. Elson.
For the school board.
Would you like them? The first one is for ACE, and it's $168.75. That's to help with all their... The second one is to the high school. It is $1,971.50. And the third one is Latexo Elementary for $4,488.75.
Wow.
The reason there's a difference is the high school has 3 booths that they have cash. They deal with the silent auction, the cake auction, and the concession booth, and we allow them to do cash for that. So that part does not come through the PTO. It goes straight to their funds.
Wow. Thank you. Stacy, help PTO is greatly appreciated.
Yes, it is very much.
I will let them know.
The checks are made out for the text, so not done, right?
Yes.
Elementary, that's a high school and ACE.
And
excuse me, that's over $6,000,
yes, sir.
and that came from the,
Fall Festival.
wow.
We were extremely lucky this year. We had over $2,200 in corporate donations, and that was to assist in paying all our bills. So it's basically everything that we made, we got to keep. Also, our basket auction, because we had such a tremendous response, we raised over $5,500 on just our basket auctions. And Monday morning, I was still getting phone calls, people wanted to add on to the classes. And that went straight to the class.
I think it was because of the auctioneer.
Yes, I was
She got to be the auctioneer
this
for a big part of the time, so.
Pity goes a long way. Especially when you're asking
And
for
she
money.
was good. I mean, there were times people bid $550, and she sold it to them for $575, $600.
And they smiled the whole time. The second thing I have from PTO is that we applied for a grant, and it was for elementary playground equipment. And it is a Clorox, and they call it a Power of Bright Future. And it's a grant, and it goes out to the schools. We applied for the elementary school this year. It's a $50,000 grant. And we were granted we completed the first level, so we've gone on to the second level now. The second level is community involvement, and that consists of asking all our students, parents, teachers, anybody that'll listen to us to go online and vote or text and vote. The more votes we get, the better it looks for our small school. Also, I've put it on Facebook. I put it out to all the people in the press have gotten it already. And I have copies of it here if anybody wants to see it. We're going to try to get it on the website. I've already talked to Lena, and she's working on that. Okay. So we're just going to really push hard for community involvement. We're not restricting it to just Latexo. We're asking anybody and everybody to help our small school. Because our 500 students are not going to carry this vote. Not when you have schools that are all across the United States, much bigger than us. And so
You can vote once a day?
Once a day for the next 30 days. So we're in hopes we make it to if we don't get the 50,000, there's 4 other 25,000 scholarships that we could be eligible for. So we're not giving up hope. That's what PTO is up to. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Stacy. Okay, item 1 on new business, resolution, the eminent domain authority.
There was a new law that came out of the 82nd legislature that made eminent domain there's a normal power that schools have and cities have. the right to condemn property and pay fair market value to take it over for what's the betterment of the district or for the city. The new law says you can keep that, but you have to register with the comptroller's office. And all this does is it allows us to register with the comptroller's office if for any time in the future we felt like we wanted to do something like that. This is not about us doing it right now, it's just to make sure that we register and that we're meeting the requirements of that.
You have to register every year?
I don't think it's a yearly thing. I think you just have to do it this time because somewhere in the law it says they have to keep a list of who has the power, and they didn't have a list. So they're making us send a certain form in to register and be the list. So a lot of cities and a lot of local governments are going to be doing this in the next little bit. It's got to be in before December 31st if you want to be on that list. If you don't get it in by then, you do not have the power.
All this is,
Whoa.
we
You're
retain
saying you don't ever have it?
No, I don't know that you could get back on it. But you've got to have it in by December 31st, 2012 to make sure that you have eminent domain. You have the right to use it if it comes up. That was my understanding in what I got from the lawyer when I read the paperwork that they sent me.
Just retain the power, we have to go ahead and register.
Yeah, this is just basically registering so that we can retain the power of eminent domain if we, not saying we have any reason to use it right now, but you never know 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. This puts us back on the, makes it
The year down here, is that when the school was established?
Yes, that was when it became a independent school district, so that it would have the power of eminent domain. It didn't have it, as long as it was a county school district, it would have been the county school district that had that power. In '58, I had to go to the local historian, Miss Neal, to get that number, and then we went back and figured that out. So, but it was '58 was when it became an independent school district.
So what you need is a motion in the form of, I'd like to make a motion to register Latexo ISD's eminent domain authority with the state controller.
Yes,
Good enough?
that'll work. I believe that's right. Was there? Hang on, let me check somebody before you make that motion. Before
That
you
is
get
a
too
motion.
deep. I know you've already made it, but let me make sure that there's not specific wording in it. Did I send you any more information on that?
Everything you do. What are you looking for?
Well, if that's not sufficient, we can come back at a later date.
Yeah, if in a minute we can just take a few moments, I can roll my office and double check and make sure that'll be fine. We can do that and then, well, we can have that motion and then I can go look and see if there's specific wording that we need to use and we can redo it if we want to, or just wait.
Who made the motion? Which made the motion? I'll second it.
For some reason I want to say that there was certain.
Okay, Jennifer got the first second. Motion made and seconded that the Latexo ISD register its eminent domain authority with the state controller. All in favor? Opposed?
Abstain. No, I don't
Abstain?
oppose.
Okay.
He's abstaining.
Thomas abstained.
I'm sorry about
Okay,
that.
update 95.
I'm thinking there's wording. In front of you, I have placed the most important ones of the update 95. Not that the other ones aren't. They're the legal version, and there's really not much change. All it is explaining the laws. These are the locals. You have an explanatory notes that gives a short, brief summary of each one, and you can look through there and the ones that are local. You have a set that show all the new policies and have new written at the top, and you have a set that shows the old policies. As we go through these new ones, one of the new deals is that we have to rename the district and verify that the district name is Latexo ISD, Independent School District, hereinafter known to as the district. There's a couple of exhibits in there, which is affidavits basing about board members or the superintendent having an interest in business entities or real properties that need to be filled out if we get to a point of any kind of conflict of interest where we're going to buy a piece of property, say that Thomas would own or something along those lines, or if he owned half a business and we wanted to spend $25,000 with him, he'd have to declare that he owns some of that, he has an interest.